Well, thank you very much for the kind words, Professor Wu, and it is a pleasure to be here in Hong Kong to participate in your groundbreaking joint meeting. It seems to have been a very exciting meeting as I speak with people in the hallways and go to the meetings. And so I would like to particularly thank the teams from APAN, APRICOT, and APNIC for inviting me here to speak with you today. I'm going to get my slideshow working here for you. Internet 2 has been a partner with those of you in Asia in the development of the advanced Internet for many years. And I think what I would like to do for you today, here with you, in the context of the partnership that we have, as all good friends and partners should do, it's important that we keep each other up to date and informed about our ambitions and our plans. And so what I thought you might find useful today is to get a sense of what Internet 2's priorities are. This is a very important sort of moment for Internet 2 and for advanced networking in the United States. Certainly, it's an auspicious time for us to be changing leadership. I'm the second president and CEO of Internet 2. Many of you worked for many years with Doug Van Houweling as our founding president and chief executive officer. But it's a very important time because there are so many different kinds of opportunities that are confronting us, and many challenges as well. And so what I want to do a bit today was to talk about that, but to talk about that in a sort of a very special way, focused on how that is all impacted and driven by the enormous changes in our world in these last, particularly I think over the last decade, but certainly starting well before that. It would be appropriate, I think, to say, and probably a bit of an understatement, to say that for Internet 2 and the members of Internet 2, globalization is changing our members' missions and strategy across the board, from our university higher education members to our members from industry who have been actively involved in the development and growth of Internet 2. What used to be national institutions of higher education in the United States have now become global by default. Institutional measures of reputation and rankings are in flux. We recruit students on a global basis. There's an enormous amount of international texture to the job of being a researcher and a faculty member in our institutions now. Our research projects are extremely linked. But if you look on other fronts, the large scale, the whole nature of science has changed. It's changed from what we always called sort of small research team, individual investigator science, to what we now call big or collaborative science. And that collaborative science is global in infrastructure. There are very few large-scale science facilities that are and can actually be built now by a single nation. The cost of exploring the science domains that are yet to be understood, because they're large and they're complex and they're deep problems, are expensive. And when science gets expensive, you need as many investors as you can. And we have seen those science facilities become global. If you look at in physics, the Large Hadron Collider, while built in CERN, has enormous national participation. We have large-scale transfers of research data across national boundaries. Essentially, science, research, and now increasingly education are no longer bound by geographic or political boundaries. And nothing is a better testimony to that than this meeting and the level of collaboration and the degree to which, when you go into the meetings that are part of this conference, you recognize that we are all working together to address the same challenges, in many cases in support of the same user communities who are collaborating, and therefore the imperative for those of us in the advanced networking, research and education networking, is that we must build strong bridges between international partners and collaborators.